I'm already doing my thing. And I think people love that independence.
I could see that. The weird thing is, it's like I think we talked. Bravo is just to me, it's just such a lesson in marketing. Like we talked about this. It's weird because there was this article. I don't know if you saw it. Like NBC, and I don't know where they are with this. Like they're selling off or getting rid of some of their cable subsidiaries. And they're getting rid of a lot of them, but they're not getting rid of Bravo. Now, someone told me it's because of Peacock, and a lot of the Bravo shows end up on Peacock. And, Peacock is a paid subscription. So I don't know if that's why, but they're keeping Bravo. I mean, the ratings for all housewives are down. Now, granted, there was just an article that came out about the OC housewives that for the whole, like every episode or whatever, it was like 3 point something, I think, for the season. And it was like their highest season ever. So, like, I guess I shouldn't be so doom and gloom, but it's just, I mean, NBC is behind Bravo 100%, even though technically the ratings are down, even though the OC
The
had the best
profit
season.
margin, the profit margin must be so crazy. I mean, when you look at Bachelor, their ratings are down, but it's like they fill 2 hours a week for 40 weeks out of the year. That's incredible. There isn't a crew of 80 people working on the show. There's four camera guys and producers running along. It's all non-union. They make their money back. And then people talk about these shows for years. So it's just like you're guaranteed time slots and spin-offs and like the Vanderpump, everything just kind of it's like what was the original show on Bravo that everything spun off from? Was it Real Housewives? Is there like an origin story in this world?
Well, technically, Bravo just did Behind the Actor Studio. That was it. The
Wow.
real first show was Queer Eye for the Straight Guy with the original Fab Five. I don't know
That
if
was
you
Bravo.
ever. That was Bravo. Carson Kressley and Jay Rodriguez and Ted Allen. Like that was the original. That was it, period. There was no other shows. It was just that five gay guys making over straight guys and helping them clean up and have great apartments and get out there and ask women out. That was it. There was no watch what happens. It was that.
And by
That
the
was
way, what a great social experiment just to show people culturally. You'll get a lot of like, probably in a lot of cases homophobic guys that go on the show and next thing you know, they're like letting out their inner child because they're with some other men, where maybe they were raised by a dad who, only punched him in his shoulder, when he loved him. It's like, gosh, it's amazing to see people's walls come down when they're surrounded with some humanity.
Well, that really, I think, was the appeal of it too. Like there really were these straight guys. And of course, like it was in New York. There was no budget to travel. They would go to like this fifth floor walk up and someone's like, picture what like a 32-year-old straight man's apartment with no money in New York looks like. Like it was like a mess. Like there was like,
Been
I
there,
mean,
yeah.
right. And they would like open the refrigerator. There'd be like, leftover lasagna from 7 weeks ago. Like it was disgusting. But yeah, the guys were like, loving the gay guys and they helped them and their lives were so much better. It really was a great look. It's still going now on Netflix with a new incarnation, but that is really what started it. I don't know what happened. Like I can't think back of after that what the other like Real Housewives of Orange County was one of the original
Well,
shows.
well, outside of Bravo, you had Real World was kind of, I mean, it was really more of a docu-series than a reality show, but it was like what things morphed into. You have these shows where people go, "Oh, we're cool with just following." Celebrity culture was so big. It was like Jennifer Aniston and this and that. But then it's like, "Oh no, we don't need celebrities. People's own character can recreate the drama." So I'm sure Bravo saw that and then you just see it gets lit on fire with the Real Housewives and the spinoffs. But when you find a character, like Jersey Shore, right? That wasn't supposed to be a cast that continued on. Every year it was supposed to be a different cast of Jersey, and they're like, "We got these amazing people. This is who people want to see." And then, if there's somebody like I don't know your take on Vanderpump recasting, but like you go, "All right, well, do I think Vanderpump will survive if they cast a good crew?" Yeah. If they cast a bunch of people that want to be horn dogs and go drink and do their job hungover and say stupid shit, I think it'll be fine.
I say that too. I mean, I somehow, because like New York recasted, the Real Housewives of New York started over. I personally think it's horrible. There's something about that just doesn't work. but because I think it's like a bunch. Well, also they took a bunch of women that really didn't know each other. I mean, they don't even try to fake it. They just truly did not know each other. They really wanted a diverse cast. Great. It's New York. You should have a diverse cast. I don't know why you couldn't have just kept looking until you found. I mean, you mean to tell me there's no group of friends that fit the bill that are diverse? Well, they hired diversity and it's a whole rainbow of diversity and no one knew each other. And it's just so horrible. Now, I agree with you. I think if Vanderpump, if they really, I mean, people work at SUR now. To me, it's like, if you have to cast one person, go ahead, two people. I'd like to take people that really, truly have been working there for the past 5 years with no cameras or 3 years or even a year. Right. I agree with you. You know, they're all sleeping together. This is
Yeah,
West Hollywood.
they'll have built-in storylines from the last 5 years of,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, what I've loved about the Valley is, and I know we talked about this. There was this beautiful transition where they did Vanderpump, and then they did like a testimonial interview that led right into an episode of the Valley. It was a perfect way for them to bridge. And while it looked so seamless, you know that they were like in a business room being like, how do we bring this audience over? And it was kind of like what we were talking about how like getting your Bravo audience to want to be interested in other things you talk about. And I think Vanderpump, if they, even though they said it's a complete recasting, it'd be hilarious if Tom Sandoval is a fish out of water, like the old guy, like the college kid who tries to hang out with the high school buddy still. It would be hilarious if they just brought some of those storylines in adjacently to the new stuff. But yeah, the thing with like dopamine is like we love tried and true. We love things we remember. We love our hit songs. We never liked the new album. No one ever likes the new album until they do. So Vanderpump, they're gonna have to deal with their audience going, "This sucks. Who are these people?" And then 4 episodes in, they might go, "This Tracy chick is batshit. This is fun." Like you're just gonna have to cast good and know that word of mouth will be good if the show's good.
I agree 100% with all of that. That's how Vanderpump started. It was the Beverly Hills Housewives, and Brandy Glanville's husband, Eddie Ciprian, slept with Sheena. And so it was literally Beverly Hills Housewives for whatever hour. And then they walked into another part of it. And then all of a sudden you knew because it was Brandy and Lisa. And then you're like, oh shit, this is Vanderpump Rules. I agree. I think nothing matters more than the casting, period. The end. Yeah, you're going to listen. When I interviewed some of the Real Housewives of New York in the beginning, I was saying things like, who's the Ramona? Who's the Jules Zaire? And I'm not saying that anymore. Like we've moved on. So it is, yes, I think it has to be cast right. And you will compare them in the first two episodes. But then, yes, you will look, we don't have the other thing. So there's nothing, you can't say which one you like better. I actually think it makes sense that the other show is not coming back at all. I mean, now, could you imagine if it was coming back now? What would they do with James Kennedy, who you mentioned? Like, it's some now Allie has already spoken out and said, oh, it's a big misunderstanding and this and that. But I mean, there's a police report that I just saw like the other day that says that she said that he picked her up and threw her down.
Right.
So I don't know. Like, imagine if this were filming now, would James be canceled? I mean, he has lost certain DJ gigs already. I mean, yes, this gets into a whole bigger discussion. We'll have to do a whole show on like cancel culture and like what really happened. And I don't know. And are you innocent until proven guilty? But I don't know. This would affect the new season, which they didn't even want to have to begin with.
You, you
So, I mean,
definitely you definitely lose the benefit of the doubt when it's post Kristen